Hey everybody, this is Dan Cook. I research stocks and investigate stocks for bullmarketrun.com. We're a newsletter service that specializes in natural resources and other special opportunities. And today I want to talk about Ecuador. Ecuador and Salazar Resources, a little company with the symbol SRL on the venture. So as you can see from space here, Ecuador sits beautifully, geologically speaking, right between Colombia and Peru, two big mining countries, and I mean you could see how these rocks, I mean it's like a backbone just running right through Ecuador here. So Ecuador's had some ups and downs in terms of friendliness and not so friendliness towards miners, but it seems like the tide's kind of turned. We got an election at the moment down there, creating a little uncertainty, but I want to try to make the case that Salazar Resources could be the next, the next hot stock potentially within. There's not a whole lot of them to pick from within that area. So Freddie Salazar is the namesake of this company. So if anybody knows the geology of Ecuador, it should be Freddie. He has done surveys for the Ministry of Mines. He worked with Newmont. And he was also involved with a big Fruto del Norte discovery that Lundin's now owns. So Freddie's the man when we're talking Salazar. But the one thing about Freddie and the company is they do absolutely zero marketing and promotion for the company. I mean, there's thousands of stocks competing for our attention, and for better or worse, I mean, the companies that tell their story effectively get interest from investors, and the ones that don't tend to languish for a while. As you can see, I mean, look at this long-term chart on Salazar Resources. It's sitting at 13 cents right now, but this was a stock that was trading above $1 back in 10 or 11 when they made that discovery. And look at, you can see it's been just completely forgotten about. Volume completely dried up through the downturn. But I want to make the case that also not only this is cheap, it's in the right area, and that the stock is beautiful as well, the stock chart that is. Look at this. I mean, I've been looking at a lot of stock charts, tens of thousands over the years, and this is what I'm always attracted to. I'm kind of a sucker for these big accumulation. Look at it, it's kind of like a rubber band, right? You can only pull a rubber band back so far before either the thing snaps or it flies. And I think the odds would say that this Salazar is going to break out of this 10 to 15 cent range here. But why? So I think the catalyst is clearly the drill program. Real quick, here's how they got the money. Back in June of last year, they sold a royalty. It started with just 2.3 million for the 1%, and then as they hit some marks in goals and so forth, then that resource capital fund, they will give them another 2.3 million for the second part of that royalty. So what are they going to do with the money? You can see here November 4th, 10,000 meter drill program is what was planned. That's going to try to expand the El Domo, which is their, this is a VMS deposit, which we'll get to, but El Domo is where all the resource sits at the moment, and they're looking to not only expand that, but also test, we're talking 40 holes, 10,000 meters, and it was going to run from late December through late March. So you follow me with this catalyst here is these drill results should start coming out any day now, and I don't know, they could be good because we're seeing a lot of insider buying lately, which is kind of rare. One of the directors, Ecuadorian businessman, bought about 250,000 shares in the open market at about 12 cents over just the last week or so. So you see here's the El Domo, but within this 30,000 hectare area, there's a number of other targets. So with any luck, this drill program will find some success and intercept a number of those, and then everyone will be happy. The stock will break out of that range, and this thing will keep moving forward. So here's the breakdown of the indicated and inferred resource. Again, this is just the El Domo, as you can see an outline here in that luscious green grass there. Here's the grade, pretty darn respectable. I mean, there's an argument that this is the richest VMS camp by grade in all of the Andes. So this is exactly what we want. It's got everything. I'll get to the numbers on what we're paying for this resource in just a minute, but we've got the people, we've got the location, which could potentially be one of the hot areas, again, because Ross Beatty's already moved in there, and Lucas Lundin with their two companies. So they're investing. Salazar, I think, is the overlooked and underloved story there. Look at the grades: 2% copper. We've got respectable zinc, gold, 2.5, 3 grams, and silver, quite nice. So here's the situation. Companies valued at 16.9 million, and going back to this resource, we can see the gold, 584 and 253. So you put those numbers together, 584 and 253, you've got 837,000 ounces. So what we want to do is divide that by 16.9 million, which is the market cap, by 837, and that gives us about $20 per ounce just looking at the gold, right? We're not even considering at that number almost an estimated half a billion almost pounds of copper and more than half a billion pounds of zinc. And for all you resource investors out there that follow this stuff pretty close, you know that zinc has been kind of a hot topic lately, flavor of the month type commodity. So I don't think anyone's really appreciating that Salazar is quite a zinc story in addition to the other things. But let's just say, one other thing I wanted to show you is if we take this silver as well. So look at the silver, 10.9 and 5.3. So the easiest way to get a gold equivalent on silver there would be to take those numbers and divide by 70, because the gold to silver ratio has pretty much been 70 lately. So if you take that, you end up with about, I'll just show you real quick, 10.9 plus 5.3. And we just take these round estimates because all of this stuff is just an estimate. So then we divide that by 70. So that gives us about 231,000 in that case. So then we want to add those two together, 837,000 ounces gold plus the equivalent in silver, and we're looking at a little over 1 million ounces. So then when we divide the market cap by that number, we're paying about a little less than $16 per ounce for the gold and silver equivalent. And again, that means we're assigning no value whatsoever to quite a significant zinc and copper resource base as well. So as I just wrap this thing up here real quick, I wanted to show you just a few highlights for you to look at. So that resource sits within less than 5% of the total land holdings, and you can see location and infrastructure here, paved roads, pretty close to a power grid, and 4 VMS experts. I mean, I'm no geologist, so I like to see when I could just borrow brilliance from other people that have already moved into country. And as you see, these experts really like the project. From the technical report, this Warren Pratt, he said his quote, hydrothermal brecciation only occurs in the most vigorous high temperature systems and usually are only associated with deposits set in a flow-dominated regime. Such settings are associated with many of the most productive VMS districts in the world, such as Naranda and Kuroko. So just to wrap up here, I mean, that was they've got these targets. That's the catalyst. This resource is going to grow most likely. The definition, almost by definition, these VMS systems occur in clusters. So we just need to prove that that's the case. That's what Salazar needs to do to really get the stock moving. And look at this sweet chart here. I mean, I really think this is going to break above that 15-cent range, and when it does, I mean, we could really be looking at 40 or 50 cents again. Is definitely possible. And just so you know, in case any of you haven't subscribed yet to bullmarketrun.com, we've been doing this for decades, and we put in a significant amount of time to bring our subscribers special opportunities like Salazar Resources. And you see, we write about these things on a daily basis, and it's a risk-free trial, so really you have nothing to lose. So that's it for now. I'm just going to leave it there, and we'll chat with you later. See ya.